Joining us to discuss this is Bogusław Chrabota, Editor-in-Chief of Rzeczpospolita daily newspaper. Hello, sir, and welcome to TVP World.
Good morning for all.
So the upcoming week, we see shaping the new leadership and alliances within European Parliament. Key positions in the Parliament and European Commissions will be contested and negotiated, and I feel like it is safe to say that they will impact the future direction of EU policies and priorities. So how are the current negotiations for leadership positions in the European Parliament unfolding? If you could help us break it down.
Oh, yes, I think that it's a very rushy time in Brussels today, and I don't think it will take too much time. The chair of EPP, our guest in Rzeczpospolita, we present an interview with him today in today's issue, said that probably even today evening during dinner, leaders of Europe are able just to focus and maybe finalize the process of electing leaders of Brussels institutions. And I think that majority of cards are on the table. We have candidates, so-called Spitzenkandidates, candidates who are really serious for this process. This is Ursula von der Leyen, possible candidate of the winning party, because you must know that EPP is definitely the winner in these elections, has majority and probably will be leading the politics in this season. So Ursula von der Leyen to continue her job. also Roberta Metsola, the president of European Parliament, is Spitzencandidate, means that probably she will be pointed out to be the leader of Europarlament. And of course, because of the logics of majority in Brussels, in Europarlament, also socialists will have a candidate. This is Antonio Costa, socialist from Lisbon, from Portugal, who will be pointed out to be the president of European Council, and also the final key person, High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Kaja Kallas from Estonia, liberal. So I mean, all these winning parties will have representatives on the chairs in Euro Parliament, and I think that. Of course, there are some disputes and they need support, but I think these candidates are pretty strong, and I believe that this process of legalizing their positions will be short and conclusive.
So now, based on what you just said, just how important is the role of such informal summits like the one in Brussels in shaping the future leadership of the European Union?
You know, this is basic. You know, leaders of countries, members of the Union, are discussing. The figures, statistics in Europarlament are obvious. Nobody questions who is winner and who is not the winner. That's a matter of very solid discussion and support. Of course, surprises happens. Yes, so maybe there's some gossip that Charles Michel, the former chair of Europarlament, will try to push another candidate for the chair in European Commission. And as far as I know, this is Mr. Kyriakos Mitsotakis, the former Prime Minister of Greece. He's also a candidate, but I think that his chances are not very, very strong. So I believe that Ursula von der Leyen, just having support of all major game players, will continue her presence in a commission.
And now speculations are rife about the positions that Polish representatives might take now in the EU leadership, the new one. So the roles, of course, could enhance now Poland's influence within the EU framework and affect its policy direction. So if you could, of course, help us break it down, who might be the key Polish candidates now vying for leadership positions, and what are their qualifications, if so?
I think the concrete candidate is only in Donald Tusk's head. we have no access to his head, so it's very difficult to guess who will be proposed to be a Polish candidate for Commission. But what I want to say that Mr. Tusk is really a very strong and influential person today in European Union. He's the negotiator together with Mitsotakis from the EPP for negotiating chairs in Brussels. So personally, he is very strong. And of course, there are some side comments that in a case of any possible crisis, he will be the person who is able to conduct European Union's next 4 years or 5 years. And he has some assets, especially his former role in Brussels. He was the chair of Euro Parliament. On the other hand, he was the chair, of Council. And on the other hand, he has in his agenda two electorate successes, electoral successes. So having such a position, he is one of these guys who can really influence the process and possibly in the case of crisis, just to stand as a leader.
So now, coming back to Ursula von der Leyen, what key factors are influencing EU leaders' support for her when it comes to securing a second term as the chief of the European Commission?
I think that she was, first of all, she was very much effective. She was one of the leaders of this concept of supporting Ukraine and European Union for such a support. She's, from this point of view, she's a symbol of this necessary for Europe policy last year. So there is no question that she was effective and she was a strong leader. And because of the geostrategical situation in the world, she's found to be really important politician who is able to continue this, let's say, consolidation of European activity to contest Kremlin from the other hand, and maybe contest US after Trump was chosen for a president of the US. So, I mean, Russian factor is important. Yes, Ursula von der Leyen is, from my point of view, warrants of continuation of common European politics, just protecting us from the Kremlin. And what will be in the States, we'll see next month.
And I wonder, lastly, if you could now help us understand this. How do these negotiations this time compare to previous leadership formations within the EU?
I think that figures are not so different. Leader is the one, as I told you, EPP. They have even more MPs than they had before, and probably this coalition of liberals, socialists, and EPP together with a little bit of support from Greens. This is really the power, and I see this commission as a continuation. Environment is different because you have much more representatives of the radical right in Euro Parliament. You have another situation in Europe. I mean, in a number of countries, radicals played important role in last elections. So I mean, a situation within the Parliament is the same, but in political environment from outside is much important just to continue the strong line they had in the past.
And certainly the political environment has shifted. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Bogusław Chrabota was our guest today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.